Hi guys, welcome back. We are doing the first home project of 2022, which we're only a weekend, so I think we're doing pretty good. We're finally tackling the barn door and the faux shiplap in the living room. We went and picked up a door this morning, so I'll show you that in just a moment. We need to get it cleaned up. We are working through nap times and evenings this weekend, so we have to get started. Gonna keep this really short. I'm gonna show you before, show you the door, and then we're gonna get to it. So we haven't been able to start any of this project because the barn door is actually hanging on top of the faux shiplap. So here's the old door that we just picked up. It used to belong in an old office building here in town, which I think is super cool. This is gonna be the playroom in here. So we wanted something. Right now it's obviously holding storage. We're gonna rip out the carpet and do all that. So it's a mess right now. But eventually this will be the playroom. And so we didn't really want something that you could see through. That's why we liked this glass that's got that texture to it. You can't really see through it. I do think we're going to have to switch out some of the hardware, which I really hate to do, but at least the knobs probably, they're kind of rusty. I have some glass doorknobs that match the other doorknobs in the house, so I might do that. I don't know what we're gonna do about the plates, if we're gonna try to keep them and clean them up, or if we're gonna just have to swap them out. I would prefer to keep it as original as possible, but I'll do whatever kind of feels the most safe and looks the best. I'm gonna finish scraping off the words, which I kind of hate to do because I feel like it's kind of a cool thing about this door, but we might do a little ode to this and put some words on here. So kind of thinking through that still. The goal right now is to get this door cleaned up and get it hung up. And then we really today would love to get at least one piece of this paneling down, maybe like over here, there's like a smaller piece, just to see what we're working with on the other side behind it. So let's get the door cleaned up and see how she looks. On a run from my given disaster, speed away from the holy mind, pride, that's where I never thought it would matter. If I'm gone by now, all my weakness keep on linger on repeat like it will be my favorite song. Oh, I know I should be moving on, but you got me good, I keep on driving till it bends, still it feels like I pretend, keep on driving and driving along the road tonight. We got the barn door down and we listed it for sale on Facebook Marketplace. Luckily, we sold it within a day, and the cost of that helped to cover the cost of this entire wall and the door that we got. So that's one of the things I love about getting vintage and antique finds, is you can get them for a little bit cheaper than brand new things, and just getting rid of the things that you're not using anymore. I knew it. I knew that was gonna happen. That it won't close. I just had a feeling. It's too big. Like, we need to have more clearance since it isn't even. Because every time this gets that close to the wall, like, it's like the distance here is the problem.
It's a shame.
Okay, buddy, it's gonna be loud. Get your drill ready. So not only are our walls plaster, but they're all also covered in painted over wallpaper. If you saw our dining room makeover, you would have seen a huge wallpaper removal job. It was several layers of wallpaper, some repairs that we had to do, and then we skim coated the entire room, and it was a huge undertaking. It took us weeks to do, and that's part of the reason we waited so long to tackle this project, because we knew that the chances of the plaster being in good condition underneath this paneling were very slim. And what we opted to do after pulling this off and assessing the situation is go with 1/4-inch drywall over this wall, over the wallpaper. That way we didn't have to do all of the extra work that it would have been. And we knew because this paneling was about the same size as the 1/4-inch drywall, it would look fine. So that's what we opted to do. I know a lot of people would probably be against this option, but for us, it was the best decision, and we were able to tackle it in a weekend, which was a huge deciding factor.
Such a short time being alive. All this hardship and convenience makes it so hard to make sense. I will listen now. I will listen now. And I know it's just a matter of time before we tumble across the borderline. We can't go forward and we can't rewind. I will listen now. Listen now.
Why are you looking at this, Bethany? Why are you looking at this? You think to go the other way. Yeah, okay, well, we were just trying to get there. So in this moment, we made the mistake of the project, which was not keeping this one piece as one. We ended up cutting it into two, so there was a separate piece that went over the doorway. It just helped at the time of fitting, but it ended up leaving a seam that we were unable to hide because of the lath being exposed in that spot, and we didn't patch it. So we're reassessing this. I don't know what we will end up doing, but this was our uh-oh. So we learned a lot about drywall doing this project. This is the biggest drywall project we've done. And what you want to do before you even go in with mudding is you want to make sure that all of your screws are screwed in enough to give you just a little bit of space between the surface and the screw so that you can get that mud in there, and then you want to layer. So we did, I think, 3 layers of mud over everything just to make sure we could do thin coats and get a really nice smooth finish.
Okay, so I'm gonna have to trim down this door. It's about a 1/2 inch to maybe a full inch too long. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just run a circular saw down it and give it a trim. Okay, if you can see here, you can see how torn up this bottom of the door is. It's got like this chipping here, and it just kind of looks really bad. Looks like there might have been some water damage here at one point. We're just gonna cut this whole thing off here. As you can see, I've made my guide. I went ahead and cut this piece of wood so that the blade will run right across this line here. So when it cuts it, it's got pressure here, so it shouldn't kick up a bunch of splinters. Should give us a nice even cut. We'll still have some piece here because of that. That's already torn off right there. But it should look really nice once it's done. So here goes nothing. There we go. Looks better than it did before.
It does. Ooh, cool. Are we gonna go hang it up? It's Monday afternoon, it's nap time. I have to get some things done. Normally I'm done filming by Sunday, so I'm like rushing to try to get this done and also get all of the editing done so that I can have this video out for you guys on Thursday. Hopefully I try to stick to the same days. So I need to take this very, very lightly damp cloth. I mean, it's almost dry. I've squeezed out as much as I possibly could. I'm gonna wipe all of the dust down off of the walls. We were literally up until 11 last night trying to clean all of the dust on the floors. Just really trying to minimize it since we have dogs and we have a little one running around here. But we're super happy with the progress, super happy that we were able to get all of the drywall up, mudded, taped, all of that stuff. And now all we have to do is do the caulking and the painting. Jameson and I ran and got paint this morning. I'm gonna do this, do the caulking now, we'll paint tonight, and hopefully we will then have a blank slate so we can finally get to finishing this room, decorating this room. This is like not the most eventful reveal because we're literally trying to just get it back to normal and make it feel like we are living in our own home and not someone else's, just because the elements that were in here with the faux shiplap and the barn door were just not our style. And so it kind of hasn't felt like our house or our living room the entire time we've lived here. So as much as it's like anticlimactic to have a blank white wall and a door, it's very exciting to us, and we are still planning to do some chair railing, some picture molding, all of that, get some art on the walls in here, get this place decorated. So I'm very excited to get to that, and I know that's gonna be a lot more fun for you guys to watch and follow along with, but this is part of the process. We're filming it all, so all right, I gotta get to work. When caulking, I actually picked this tip up a while back. You can use a screw in the tip between uses to keep it from drying up. So just a handy little tip there. I only had drywall screws, so the one I had was really long, but it works all the same. For paint, we used Sherwin-Williams Super Paint. It's a paint and primer in one, and we did 2 coats of this. This room is not finished by any means. However, we finally have a blank slate, so that feels really, really good. And it seems like a lot of work just to kind of get things back to normal, but it's a process. I'm not trying to rush it. We waited 1.5 years to finally complete this project. It's not perfect. There is still an area kind of above the door that didn't turn out as well as we'd hoped, so we may go back and try to do some repairs there. But I do feel like I finally have the basis of a space that's ready to be decorated, and I'm really excited for that next step. So we're gonna be doing that in future videos. Make sure you're subscribed, bell notifications on, and we will see you very soon. Bye.